Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Atanaia Jauza from 12A, and today I will be presenting my discussion text. The topic of my presentation is this House believes that Indonesia should prioritize local products over imported goods. And this issue is very relevant in Indonesian society because we live in a globalized world where imported products are very much accessible and are often seen as more attractive or higher in quality. However, Indonesia also has a very large number of local producers and small businesses, therefore, sparks the question, should Indonesia prioritize local products over imported goods? In this presentation, I will explain my thesis, followed by arguments for and against this motion, and end with a neutral conclusion. For the thesis, in this day and age, it isn't rare to see the vast amount of imported products that are sold to the people of Indonesia. And this phenomenon sparks concern as many local products are very much available and can provide a cheaper alternative. Indonesia should prioritize local products because they play a major role in strengthening in the nation's economy and improving people's welfare. According to data from the Central Bureau of Statistics, Indonesia's small and medium enterprises, or known as UMKM, contribute more than 60% of Indonesia's gross domestic product and absorb over 90% of the workforce. This shows that local products and local industries are not small contributors, but instead form the backbone of Indonesia's economy. However, despite the benefits, prioritizing local products also comes with challenges that must be carefully considered. For the arguments for, the first argument is that prioritizing local products strongly supports local businesses and UMKM, and Indonesia houses more than 60 million UMKM, and most of them rely heavily on domestic consumers rather than international markets. In real life, many UMKM sell products such as food, clothing, handicrafts, and daily necessities. When consumers choose imported goods instead of these small businesses, they lose income and struggle to compete in the market. The support is important because UMKM are often run by families or small communities, and by buying these local products, consumers not only support them, but they also support local economic growth. The second argument is employment. UMKM absorb almost 97% of employment in Indonesia, which shows how important they are in providing jobs. When local products are prioritized, demands for local goods increases. As a result, producers need to increase production, which leads to higher demand for labor. This creates new job opportunities in manufacturing, packaging, distribution, and sales. In real life, this is especially important for young people and rural communities who continue to search for job opportunities, especially since President Prabowo and his campaign team promised to create up to 19 million new jobs over his presidential term during his 2024 campaign. The third argument is that prioritizing local products reduces Indonesia's dependence on imported goods. Yes, imported goods seemed more attractive or seemed higher quality, but heavy reliance on these products can make Indonesia vulnerable to external factors such as global economic crises, exchange rate fluctuations, and international conflicts. For example, when the value of rupiah weakens, imported goods automatically become even more expensive, which directly affects consumers. We also saw this during global disruptions such as the COVID-19 pandemic. When supply chains were interrupted and imported products became harder to obtain, this situation showed how risky it is to depend too much on international and foreign products. And by strengthening local industries, Indonesia can become more economically independent. For the counter-arguments or the arguments against this motion, the first argument is that local products can somehow be more expensive. Take this. Imported goods, they are very trusted and they are produced on a massive scale and use advanced technology, which lowers their production costs. In real life, many imported products, especially clothing, and electronics and household items, are sold at a lower price than local alternatives because these local alternatives have higher production costs. For low income consumers, price is often the most important factor when making purchasing decisions, and as a result, higher prices of local products may become a financial burden and limit access to affordable goods. If local products are prioritized without improving efficiency and cost control, consumers may struggle to meet their daily needs at reasonable prices. The second counter argument is that quality inconsistency is still an issue among local products. Not all local producers have access to advanced technology, skilled labor, or strict quality control systems, and as a result, some local products may have uneven quality, which can reduce consumer trust. In contrast, imported brands often follow international standards and offer consistent quality, making them more reliable in the eyes of consumers. In real life, this perception influences purchasing decisions. When consumers experience poor quality from local products, they will hesitate to buy them again, even if they want and really do need to support local products. The last counter argument is that local products may offer limited variety. Imported products often provide more options in terms of design, features, technology, and innovation because they come from highly competitive global markets. If imports are limited, consumers may feel that their choices are restricted. This can reduce satisfaction, especially for consumers who value innovation, modern design, or advanced features. In the long term, limited variety may slow down innovation within local industries if competition is reduced. Healthy competition from imported goods can often encourage local producers to improve their quality, design, and creativity. In conclusion, or the neutral conclusion, prioritizing local products offers significant benefits for Indonesia, especially in supporting UMKM, creating jobs, strengthening the economy, and preserving cultural identity. However, challenges such as higher prices, quality issues, limited variety, and consumer freedom cannot be ignored. Therefore, Indonesia should adopt a balanced approach. The government should support and improve local products through innovation, quality improvement, and fair policies while still allowing healthy competition with imported goods. By doing so, Indonesia can strengthen its economy without sacrificing consumer choice or global competitiveness. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.